Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory Outposts in the Desert. This is episode 4. We've just unlocked several cool things in the coupon shop, and we're going to make use of one of them right now to modify this setup for the iron smelters, make it a little more efficient. We've got our conveyor walls here with the windows, and I had this thought as soon as I ended the episode. We're just going to use these walls. We'll continue them down. What are we missing? Concrete? I've got some over here. Come on. Maybe too low. We'll see here. Yep, let's go one up. That's good. We'll do the same thing over here. Alright, now we're going to use conveyor lifts. If you listen, there's a little click when the window's aligned with the lift. There we go. And once you've got one, it's easy to see how the adjacent one should look. Alright. So now that that's done, we'll just add four storage containers, roughly in line with these windows. Now let's hope that it's not too steep. Great. Excellent. So now, when we collect this ore, collect all the ores. Okay, good enough. We can just put them into these storage containers right next to us, and they'll be transported up to the smelters above. Doesn't seem like a big change now, but we're about to add our second resource to this setup, copper. And this will save us a lot of running up and down the ramp. Need to get some iron plates just to finish the setup above. As you can see, the ore is being lifted up. And we'll just connect these like so. I had to move the solid biofuel setup over to the south there. It's right now, right behind those bioburners. Then we're gonna come back down. What kind of node is that? Is that copper? I wonder what purity that is. I feel like it might be pure copper. Okay, let's set up our copper node that's already being mined by portable miners. I'm gonna need some resources here. Okay. I made a small platform between episodes right here for our copper smelting and then, you know, the refinement into wire and cable. I put 2 windows up here. I don't think we'll need... Well, actually, I think we can make do with 1 window. We don't need nearly as much copper as iron. So let's add our walls. Two storage containers. Let's collect some ore just to get this going. Okay. Let's add a ramp right here. Excellent. We don't really need storage containers up here on the top. We can just split it off. So each of these belts will be handling 60 ore. Let's look at our recipe here. I believe it's the same for iron ore. Give ourselves a little bit of room. Copper ingots, 30 ore per minute produces 30 ingots per minute. Great. So, a few splitters. Select our recipes. Okay. Now let's check the constructors. We've got to make the wire first, 15 per minute, so we could have 8 constructors here. Do we have room for that? No. Do we need 8 constructors producing wire at this point? Probably not. But they did reduce the amount of wire that each ingot makes, and they increased the need for cable, so, you know, let's just set it up. It's always better to have too many resources than too few. I think we're going to run out of, running short on items here. Let's see, we need 7 more just for wire. We'll probably need 4 making cable. Making a few extra for the concrete setup. That's coming next. Okay. Now let's make this cable. We'll need extra cable, not only for the concrete constructors, but just to wire everything up to our power grid. Alright, that should be fine. This will be the next milestone we unlock. We're almost done with tier 2. This is going really quickly. Okay, now we're going to leave. Let's just go back to back here. It's not going to bother me. Sometimes I leave a space between constructors. This time I'm not. This is only the starter base. This is all going to be, deconstructed and then replaced later. So, not a big deal to me right now. Let's think about the best way to do this. Okay. I'm going to need more iron belts for sure, or iron plates. I think we're good on everything else. Maybe we'll grab some more screws. You can see that we're really stockpiling these resources quickly. Excellent. Maybe we should add some railing so I stop falling off. Okay. So, here's what we'll do. Splitter, 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 splitter. So there's a trick to making nice 90-degree turns here if you want your factory to look as clean as possible. That trick is to line the end of your belt up with the input and then move it back 2 spaces and then make your turn. Super simple. Super simple, I say as I mess it up. Okay. Okay, straight out. Line it up. Move it back 2. Make the turn. Line it up. Back 2. Make the turn. Alright, that's pretty clean. We selected the recipe for that. It needs power. We need to select the wire recipe for all of these constructors. Then we'll let half of these constructors stockpile their wire into storage containers. Okay, 30 per minute, that's good. So we can merge those. And we'll take a look at the rate for making cable. Where should we make cable? Let's make it over here. So cable needs 60 per minute. Wow, okay. So these 4 will support 2 constructors making cable. And how much do they make? They make 30 per minute, so we'll merge these 2 into a storage container. Is that in the middle? Yeah. Crouching is another mechanic they've added in Update 3. If you're running, you can just hit C now, and you can slide under the conveyor belts instead of jumping. I don't know if my viewers will prefer that to jumping. It's a tough call to make. So these 4 constructors that are making wire, we'll just stockpile those into 2 separate storage containers, since we're still limited by our Mark 1 belts to 60 items per minute. a storage container here for the cable. Select our recipes. Alright, now all that's left is to power everything up. Bring this over here. Now we're on power. That's fine, but I suspect that our iron smelters have stopped. They've run out of ore, I'm sure. We still need to power our 2 copper constructors. Or cable constructors, rather. Alright, copper said it's done. Let's make a few more portable miners to take down to our copper node. Let's say just 8 more should be fine. Probably more than fine. You know, the more miners you have, the fewer trips you need to make. Okay. Take a look at our next milestone, Logistics Mark II. $50 reinforced iron plates. We don't have that. We'll have to make those. The concrete, we probably have. The rods and the plates we definitely have. How far away is that limestone node? Okay. Not too far. So we'll let those run for a minute. We'll go and refill our iron smelters. Just completely fill up our inventory here. I'm sure there's some in the middle. I'll just make a second lap. They're almost full already. Okay. How many inventory slots do I have right now? It's still rows of 9. 9, 27, 30, 32, so 8 each. Okay. Let's quickly do the same for the copper. Let's not forget our items. We've only got 12 miners here. 9, 10, 11, there's one more in the middle. Okay. So we'll put 6 in each. Grab our items. Now we're going to go and check on our solid biofuel. Hopefully we'll have enough to swap out all of the biomass in the burners for biofuel, so it will last longer. There's no way that's out already. Okay, good. Whoa. Yep, almost out of biomass there. It's a big yikes. So we'll put 100 in each of these for now. Yeah, there goes our power. So you can just see how slowly the biofuel is being burned. Where are we at on power? We're at 110, 120 out of 190. Okay, we can set up our concrete without tipping the balance there. Oh man, we're gonna need some more biomass. Let's set up our concrete, then we're gonna need to make a chainsaw. We're gonna do some biomass gathering. While we're here, let's dump this concrete. Let's dump these rods. I think that's all we can spare for now. Probably should have kept the concrete, honestly, but we'll make do. Okay. This is big enough. Let's do one more. I don't think we're going to have enough concrete to completely fill this in. Definitely not. Oh. Let's get our ramp up. Is this going to hit our concrete patch? Yeah, that's no bueno. Let's put our wall here. Probably gonna want 3. We'll put our ramp right next to it. All right. More walls. Nope. Clips. Okay. You can put a wall here. Now, this is going to be rough because each constructor for concrete requires 45 limestone per minute. Belts are limited to 60 per minute, so really one belt can feed, like 1 1/3 constructors. Is that right? Yeah. Not very many, is my point. So if we set up 3 storage containers here, we can really only supply 3 constructors. 4, I guess we could supply 4 constructors, exactly, if we wanted to be clever and use, why is it too steep? And use mergers. Not sure how much effort or that is, really justified at this point in the game. I think 3 constructors making concrete is probably going to be fine for now. Let's put what we've got in here. Free up our space. We're probably going to run out of belts making these lifts. Maybe not, they're pretty short. To take one of the cups of my earphones off to hear the little tick of alignment. It's that faint. There we go. We're really low on concrete here. This is unfortunate. I really shouldn't have been so hasty to dump the 200 concrete into the hub. But we've got limestone, we can handcraft a little more. Or what would probably just make more sense is to deconstruct for now, and then reconstruct as we make the concrete. Okay. Well. So 4 constructors. I guess we'll start with 2. And to do this with 4, we really got to split each of these lines, which is not going to be too pretty with this little space with the triple window. I need the concrete. I'll replace all of that as we make some concrete. Okay. What's the best way to set this up? Okay. Just making this up as I go, so it's probably not going to be perfect in the first attempt here. Just split this, split that. And we're out of plates, perfect. Perfect. No. That was nearly a large mistake. Okay. Yeah, this'll work. we'll have a merger right here. Let's see, what's a good distance? That should be fine. So we'll put a splitter here on this side. As closely lined up with this merger as we can get it. This belt one too far. Nice. Now can we do this without any clipping? Oh, this is super close. Nope, clipping. It's fine. What we'll do is we'll put a belt here. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Okay, we'll just back this up. Okay. So now each of these belts from machines 1, 2, and 4 will receive their 45 limestone and the remaining 15 limestone from each belt. Because each belt is carrying 60 limestone. Well, the remaining 15 will be merged to supply machine number 3 so that it receives 45 limestone as well. I don't know why that's not splitting. That should be splitting. Oh, that's weird. Alright, perfect. Let's set up our recipes. It was made a little more difficult than it needed to be by our extreme lack of concrete here, and I'm going to take a little bit more because we need power poles. Gonna have to do a little bit of parkour to get back over there to bring a power pole. Okay. Now this power pole should have, that's 4, 4, 4, 3. Perfect. it's much harder to jump over from this side. There's no ladder to use. There we go. Nope, that's wrong. Alright, we're making concrete. Oh, it's rough. How are we on power? 35, which can only mean that both our copper and iron setups are out of ore. This is working well. All of the belts are moving. All of the constructors are green. They're all actively working. I'm just going to go ahead and collect the concrete they've got. Just so I can lay down a few foundations here. Look at that one too. And what I need to set up, I guess technically all of these could be fed into one storage container. 15 per minute times 4 is 60. That's the capacity of the belt. So let's get a few mergers going here. Merger. Merger. Put one more merger here. Storage container. Alright. Concrete is being filled. It's backed up right now only because these machines had a stockpile in their outputs. Once that's exhausted, these belts should flow. They should flow steadily. Yeah. Alright. Now let's finish our milestone Mark II here. Maybe finish the rest of Tier 2 before we shut down the episode. I'm just going to come down here and first things first, we got to fill up this ore. Gotta keep the smelters running. Or the constructors, as the case may be. Probably use more portable miners on this limestone. I may handle that later. Alright. It's 10. is that still? Hmm. Okay. That'll be busy for a while. Then we'll run over to concrete, or to copper, my bad. Repeat the process. And lastly, iron. Alright, let's knock out that milestone. Almost out of time. Let's check our power. Let's climb in. We had 100 biofuel in here. We're only down to 74. The solid biofuel lasts a long time. Let's throw in our 300 plates. Now we just need to make 50 reinforced plates. We already got 10. We'll probably be automating reinforced plates and rotors in the next episode. And I think those are the two components you need to make the smart plating, which is what you send up the space elevator to unlock tiers 3 and 4. So we'll set up the smart plating and the space elevator as well. And we'll be unlocking tiers 3 and 4 next episode. It's exciting. That means the new fluid machines, the water extractors, the pipes, the pumps. Oh, we're gonna have to set up some copper sheeting, copper plating. Alright, Logistics Mark II. Better belts.
Improved versions of conveyor belts and conveyor lifts are now accessible. To encourage additional verticality, conveyor poles now have a stackable variant.
Let's just handcraft this quickly. I mean, just the rotors. Rotors are made with rods and screws. Is this... Are you kidding me? Oh, that's a pretty big fail. We never connected the merger to the rods. Lost a lot of potential rods there. And one thing we really need to do is we pass this storage container, it's full. We need to make a personal storage box here and just empty the storage container out into the storage box so that production continues. Let's check these. Yeah, plates are slower. Because we want to have a really nice stockpile of all these basic components before we tear down the starter base and start to scale up for the mid game. Now we need 150 cable. Hopefully we have plenty. Starting to stockpile. Oh, very nice. Very nice. We've got our screws, we've got our rods. Let's just make sure that's enough to pump out 50 rotors. Yep. Alright, so we'll end the episode here. When we start the next episode, we'll be just sending up the cargo pod for jump pads. It's not critical, so I'm going to go ahead and say that we've finished up Tier 2 with this episode, only 4 episodes in, and we're already through all of Tier 2. Next episode will be the automation of reinforced plates, rotors, smart plating. We'll build the space elevator, and then we'll move on to Tiers 3 and 4. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. Please smash that like and subscribe button if you haven't. And I'll see everyone in the next episode.